Time to ask the human body some questions. Why does our nose run when it's cold? Why do you get dizzy when you stand up after sitting down for a long period of time? Does your heart actually stop when you sneeze? Why are yawns contagious? And what are hiccups? Find out right now, right here, on the Science Fair.
E=mc². That is the engine that lights up the stars. Energy turns into mass. E=mc². That is the secret of the stars. That is the secret of the stars. Now listen carefully.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Science Fair. I'm your host, Evan Showcat, and today we're going to talk about 5. I only have 5. You guys can give me some more down in the comments section. I'm going to say it right now rather than at the end of the video. Alright, 5 things about the human body that people either don't know, are confused about, or if you just want to learn about them in general. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is your nose. Yes, your nose. Why does your nose run when it's cold? When the weather cools down, we tend to go outside and our nose starts to run. There's a quick, simple, easy answer for this. The reason being, our bodies are at 37 degrees Celsius approximately, which is approximately 98 degrees Fahrenheit. With your body being at that temperature, when you step out into the cold air, which could be, we'll say 30 degrees. So it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and your body is running at 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Your nose begins to run so that when you breathe in that air, it can moisturize that cold, dry air and help heat it for the lungs. So your body needs to warm up the air around you or cool it down in order for you to successfully breathe it. Now, the reason this is actually happening is because your body runs at a constant, at a balance, like yin and yang, like a seesaw effect, and this is called homeostasis. And this is the exact reason we're going to swing into the second subject of today, but first we're going to stick with the nose. We're going to heat the air that's coming in or cool down the air that's coming in to settle it for our body. Just like when you sweat, your body's trying to cool yourself down, and when you shiver, your body is trying to warm yourself up. And this is just a constant state of homeostasis, a balance. And this is exactly what happens when, number 2 today, why do we get dizzy when we stand up quickly? Now, the correct term for standing up quickly and becoming lightheaded or dizzy is orthostatic hypotension. And what's happening is an extreme change in blood pressure. So your body, just like sweating to cool down or shivering to warm up, is trying to balance itself. So at a sitting resting position, I have, we'll say a normal blood pressure. We're still around the normal range of 120 over 80. Some of you might not understand blood pressure, so we're not going to get too far into it. Kind of like when you're sitting down and you put your legs up in the air. If you put your legs above your heart, your legs become sleepy. If you leave your arm up in the air, the blood has to push up, and it becomes difficult. Now, if we're sitting down and then we quickly stand up, you can become light. Now, as you guys all saw me just stand up, when I stand up quickly like that, gravity, the thing that holds us down here on Earth, is pushing everything in my body down. So that's exactly what's happening to your blood, and your heart is simple. When I'm resting, is pumping everything normally, but when I quickly stand up, it is pushing all of that blood down into my legs and down into my feet, where it's pooling now. It is sitting there, and you need a pump, your heart, to push it out of your legs and push it up. When you stand up and you push all of that blood down into your legs and feet for it to pool, there is an extreme drop in blood pressure. With an extreme drop in blood pressure, your brain is not getting enough blood. If your brain is not getting enough blood, then you become lightheaded or dizzy. And that's the reason why you get dizzy when you stand up. Number 3, does your heart actually stop when you sneeze? I've heard this come from many different people, and it seems like more than half of the people I've met actually believe this is true. It's not. It's not. And if you think sneezing will stop your heart, you need to smack yourself in the face. And that's the most appropriate thing I can say. Here's the reason why. So basically what's happening when you sneeze is there's nerves everywhere in our body, including in our nose. And when we breathe something in that should not be there, the nerves get this tickling sensation. They send this to the brain and tell the brain, hey, we need this, whatever's in there, out now. So your brain starts this process in your thorax, with your lungs and your heart. It begins this intrathoracic pressure. You're breathing in. And with this pressure, the blood flow to the heart slows down. There's a decrease in blood flow to the heart. That makes more sense. Decrease in blood flow to the heart. The heart compensates for this by changing its beat momentarily. So your heart rate will slow down. Intrathoracic pressure, decrease in blood flow to the heart. Heart compensates by slowing down. When you sneeze, when that pressure is released, your heart picks back up. The electrical activity did not stop, nor did the pumping of the heart. Nothing stopped, it just slowed down and then dramatically exploded. Kind of like how the universe started with the Big Bang. Big Bang right there, that's what happened. Lots of pressure and then a big release. And that giant pump that you feel right after you sneeze was not your heart skipping a beat, it's just the release of pressure. Now we're going to move on to why is yawning contagious? Now psychologists believe, well, they found proof that yawning is associated with the same part of the brain as empathy. So the more empathetic you are, the more vulnerable you are to the contagious yawning. So if you're very empathetic and I yawn, you should yawn too. If I'm talking about yawning right now, you should be yawning. If not now, then soon. And if not soon, then eventually you will yawn. But the studies went on to show that even though women could be more empathetic than men, they actually yawn just about the same. But when you're having a conversation with somebody and you're interacting with them and they yawn, it's just them feeling empathy for you, and then you yawn back, and then somebody walking by sees that and they yawn, and then somebody else yawns, and it's just a constant flow of human interaction. Humans interact is that if you are empathetic, you will yawn. Oh. Talking about it makes me want to yawn. Hopefully you're not yawning because this video is boring. I hope you're very interested because we're moving on to our last subject, number 5, hiccups. Why do we get hiccups and what the hell are they? Now, hiccups are caused by muscle spasms. And how do those muscle spasms occur? Well, what's happening is when you eat or drink a lot. We all know we've had hiccups before. Normally, when you eat too much or you drink too much, your stomach distends. It becomes bigger, and it gets bigger and bigger, and it touches your diaphragm. And when it touches your diaphragm, the nerves in your diaphragm go, whoa, what the hell is that? Stop touching me. And it starts to spasm because it is distressed. It is distressed. It's worried because the stomach has expanded and touched it. Really, the diaphragm has some past drama with the stomach and is pretty pissed off when they get too close to each other. But that's pretty much what happened. There's the don't breathe effect, and then there's the breathe effect. Both very effective methods of stopping the hiccups. But all you really need to do is get your breathing back into rhythm, because suddenly it is out of rhythm. Your diaphragm is pissed off and spazzing all over the place. It's having a seizure, and you want it to stop. You could hold your breath, but that might not work. So the best method is to take a paper bag as if you are hyperventilating and breathe into the paper bag. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. When you do that, breathing in more carbon dioxide, which will help relax your diaphragm. And if you relax the diaphragm, your hiccups will stop. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Science Fair. 5 weird things about the human body that we needed to talk about. You learned today why your nose runs when it's cold, why you get dizzy when you stand up, does your heart actually stop when you sneeze, and we learned that is not true, why are yawns contagious, and what the hell are hiccups, and we learned how to stop them. So if you guys want to learn more, ask me some questions in the comments section of this video, or on Facebook, or on Twitter, or go on Instagram for some reason and get at me, find me on Snapchat and just send me a snap that says, "Hey Evan, what's up with this? Let's talk about it on the science fair. Let's talk about things. Let's talk about new things in science, talk about old things in science." Hope you guys like this episode. I'm excited. I learn new things. You learn new things. Comment, subscribe, like. Thank you.